Nigeria might not just be as cooked as we thought they were. And thanks to a handy backstory, things might start looking less one-sided from here on out. I'm kidding, it's probably still gonna be one-sided. Blue Lock Chapter 316 just released. Let's talk about it. So the chapter starts right where 315 left off, with Reo and Bachata running down the field. With their double Bachata formation, the narrator says the two Bachatas move to break down Nigeria's stronghold, as three Nigerian players start to approach both Reo and Bachata, as Reo manages to easily get around one of the Nigerian defenders, while passing to Bachata after being approached by another Nigerian player. And as Bachata has the ball, he notices that two Nigerian players are approaching him. So instead of trying to push past them, he rainbow flicks the ball back to Reo. And with Kuso yet again stressing out to all hell, he says the real Meguru Bachata and a combination play with a copy of Bachata can't respond to that suddenly. This kind of data, a styleless play. As Reo passes back to Bachata, the narrator says Freedom X technical. Break through the center. As Isagi says, pass it. With Rin saying, fine, use it. As Obabana says, foul if necessary, followed by Bello saying, okay. We then see in the next page, Isagi, Bachata, Reo, and Rin running side by side down the field, with Isagi saying main cannon from both wings, with Kuso desperately trying to figure out how to counter this, with him saying from here the double aces will break through the pass selection, a seamless change in attacking variations. Too many options. What's next? What will they do? Blue Lock is unpredictable. As we see the Reo Bachata copy no longer be a thing. As Reo says immediately afterwards, copy change. As Kuso says not a pass, creating a shooting lane with his movement, with Reo saying form Chigiri, as we see him start to turn into Chigiri with a panther right next to him. And in his left eye, we see the 44. As it turns out, Reo copies Chigiri using his 44 panther snipe, getting around both Bello and Obabana, as well as Kuso. Kuso unable to react to what just happened, standing still like a deer in the headlights, with Kuso saying, huh? That's insane. This is way too crazy. As the goalkeeper lunges for the ball on the far side of the net and miss entirely, letting Reo score the second goal in the Nigeria versus Japan game. Homie is beyond a fraud right now. He is on the biggest fraud watch list I think I've ever seen. With Kuso asking Blue Lock, are they really this strong? With Reo saying, win on my own. As in the next page, the entire crowd goes wild, with the announcer saying, super golazo. It's Reo Mikage creating that cut-in shot from Chigiri in the Neo-Egoist League. A mid-range blast right after the goal. Japan pulls away to 2-0. With Chigiri saying, what the hell is this? Homie's cheesing that he got copied. I know he's happy about it low-key. He then cut back to the Nigerian team asking themselves different questions about what just happened. With Bello saying, pretty strong, huh? Japan. We're gonna lose. Us. This is the world's wall, with Onazi saying, sounds good. We'll smash all that to pieces. We've made it this far. Continuing by saying, we are, with Kuso cutting him off saying, Onazi. As Onazi continues saying, connected through football. We're family, right? The strongest in the world, as we get a flashback 12 years prior to what's happening in present time. This being somewhere in Nigeria, we get a kid version of Bello, Obabana, Kuso, and Onazi. Now, in this backstory, we see Kuso try to talk to Onazi within this house. Kuso saying, hey you, ever since you got here, why haven't you gotten along with anyone? Being alone forever isn't fun, you know. Would you want to play soccer together? As Onazi is not interested in anything Kuso has to say and kind of just blows him off. Kuso then continues by saying, my parents are gone. That's why the people here are like family. But yet, Onazi refuses to listen to him, and this kind of gets to Kuso. He then switches up and says, everyone is just like you, a boring guy. Bye, you can just go live a lonely life. Then go on and do just that. Literally rage baiting Onazi into actually doing something, as he does throw the ball back at Kuso's head. And this does piss Kuso off, but not before Onazi gets pissed off of what Kuso said. With Kid Onazi saying, I don't want it. I really don't want something like that. I'm not lonely, I'm not lonely, I'm not lonely, not lonely at all. As Kuso is pissed that Onazi threw the ball at the back of his head, but he's also a bit happy that he managed to rage bait him. Onazi then rushes out of the house past Kuso. He then bull rushes both Onazi and Bello, pushing Bello on his ass. With Obabana asking, huh? What the heck is this? Are you picking a fight? As he starts dribbling the ball and supposedly awakening something within him. As we then in the next page see him get past Obabana and Bello like they're nothing. As Kuso asks, you, what is your name? But Onazi is already so far into his emotions, he's awakened completely and uses Obabana's face as a prop leverage in order to get high enough and score a goal. And as he lands with tears in his eyes, he looks back and he notices Obabana, Bello, and Kuso running at him. With Kuso saying, it's nice to meet you, Onazi. We then cut back to present day as everyone aside from Onazi says, we are your new family, Onazi. As Onazi responds saying, believe me, it's okay because I'm here. But then out of nowhere, someone mysteriously says, you're not okay. And in the last page of Blue Lock chapter 316, it turns out to be none other than Isagi that said that to Onazi. As he continues by saying, standing before you right now, I'm here. As Onazi is starting to get a little bit ticked off at Isagi. And Isagi is radiating with aura, ready to see what Onazi is fully capable of. With the narrator saying, Blue Lock's Demon King stands in the way. Japan's ego is bottomless. So yes, Isagi is literally trying to rage bait Onazi into awakening himself. Homie is an instigator, and this is genuinely hilarious. Homie is heartless and doing everything he can to piss everyone off. There is no break next week, and the next chapter is called Please Take Care Of. Overall, that backstory was very much necessary because Nigeria was getting hammered left and right. But even then, how is that going to help them in the long run, knowing how much more advanced Blue Lock is? Your guess is as good as mine, but now things are starting to get interesting. With that being said, I want to hear what you thought about this chapter in the comments below, and what do you expect next?